couple of weeks ago, you guys were just trade Mitch Marner, who you're talking about there, Bob Ogden, for Martin Necas.
Yeah.
Now that you know what the deal would be to sign Martin Necas, are you still doing the deal?
Well, here's
so emphatically.
Couple things here. Couple things. First, yeah. Second, the Leafs would have never got him for that because if they had traded for him and he was unsigned, they would have had to pay a tax on that.
I'm giving you the scenario. It's this contract. It's the one
contract?
he signed. Are you still doing the deal?
I'd be mad at Brad for walking into UFA, but it would allow the Leafs to have another $5.5-6 million in cap space, which is worth at least, if we look, a first round pick. Like that's what it cost to offload Marlowe's deal, right? It was about a first round pick or Seth Jarvis.
Yeah, Seth friggin' yeah.
So I look at that and I go, yeah, like I think that they could have used that. Now, can they use that now? No, not really.
My logic hasn't changed because it's right. Just
like 1-for-1 Marner for Necas. I think that your guys are out to lunch.
Again, like listen, like talent wise, yeah, you get murdered on that deal.
Yes,
you get murdered on that.
But those are deals. That's what the NHL is. You get murdered on deals to what Bill Zito said. Remember, I brought up the Bill Zito thing, and he's like, sometimes you got a square peg, round hole. And then he's like, laser eyes. And he's like, sometimes you got to lose a deal to win in getting.
I don't know if Marner for Necas is a deal that ends in a Stanley Cup.
Put it this way. You're at a blackjack table. There's 16 people at the table. Mm-hmm. Every hand every Tony hand, you have the same hand. So everyone else is getting different cards. You don't get different cards. Mm-hmm. Every year, or every hand, you pull a 17. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
You might win once in a while.
Yeah. You might win.
Dealer might bust. Yeah.
You might win. How? There's 16 people, 17. I mean, it's not bust.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not 16 or 15. No, the people sitting there with 15 or
it's not 20.
No, it's
not 20.
Not Blackjack. It's not 21.
And it's not Blackjack, is it?
Yeah.
It's not 19. It's not 18 either.
Yeah. But 17. It's okay.
So if I gave you the option, how about this? Yeah. How about this? Jesse, you have the option now to continue to sit at the special table where you sit at 17 forever and hope you luck in to everyone can't beat 17. Or you have the ability to just go to another table with 16 where maybe you go bust, maybe you get a 13, or maybe you friggin' win with a 20 or 21. Mm-hmm. What are you taking? Are you taking the 17 forever table, or are you taking the regular table?
The only thing that is, I think, in your scenario that's still on the table is that magically your 17 turns into like a 19 or 20. Because there's a scenario where what the Leafs have right now is, well, I guess that'd be everybody else around you.
I do.
There's a scenario where
point there.
There's a scenario where Mitch Marner just works out with the Leafs and everything's good.
Yeah, and listen, I want that. By the way, I want that. I don't think
so. You pick 17.
I want that.
You pick 17.
I want that to happen. But what I will say this:
shut up and give me your money.
The Leafs.
It's better in my hands.
Let me throw this at
lose.
You. The Leafs starting six. The Leafs starting six. Last year, objectively.
That was a great analogy.
The Leafs started.
I know. Okay. I'm right about this. I'm done arguing about it with people.
Yeah, no. But
holy shit.
What I will say, last year's starting six included guys like Klingberg and Giordano on the defense. This year, it's objectively better. Yeah, so if I'm hanging my hat on anything, it's on their defense. I do think they're thinner up front. Yeah. I still think they need another center. Mm-hmm. I do think their goaltending's better.
Mm-hmm. I agree with everything you've said.
Man, you still think it's probably going to end the same way?
Because at what point do you run out of hey maybes?
Yeah.
I can't get back to like Martin Necas being the guy to just say, hey, that's something different. Like, I don't agree with that. I will never agree with that.
Which is fair. It's fair.
Okay, thank you.
It's definitely fair. I'm just stuck on I do think this team is better than the one that they had at the beginning of last year. And I'll cheer. I will cheer for the team that they put on the ice. They're the Leafs. I'm a Leafs fan. I'm going to cheer for the Leafs, and that includes Marner. That includes all the core four. Because it's not about Bob Ogden. It's not about Mitch Marner. It's about the idea of the core four. I am going to cheer for them because that's my team, and I want them to win. But if you ask me if I think they're going to do anything, I'll be honest with you and tell you no.
Because they haven't proven you that.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a fair point. I mean, like, you have 8 years of proof.
Yeah. You correctly picked Boston to win that series.
In 7.
If they win, what's interesting is people will go, see, we told you. Actually, it will be the outlier. Right?
Yeah, also I'll be like, fuck right, you did.
Hell,
Pass me a beer. Like, holy
Yonge
shit.
Street. Like, we'll go party.
We got 1 out of 8 or 1 out of 9.
I'll wear a dunce cap for the whole fucking summer. I don't give a shit.
Who cares? We won.
I don't give a shit. I'll dunce crown. I'll wear just a crown that says dunce.
Yeah, don't act like we're not cheering for Steve to be wrong.
No, you have to agree.
I'm cheering for me to be wrong.
Yeah, but your brain is telling you, hey, this thing that hasn't worked isn't going to work.
Forget fandom. You know how good for business it would be if I was wrong? Holy shit.
Oh, it'd be great for us. We'd love that.
That'd be great. But you're asking me to have faith in something that deserves none.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, it deserves faith based on what?
The fun thing about this season, though, is that at some point this season, whether it's in the middle or the trade deadline or at the end of it, there's going to be a fun decision to be made with Mitch Marner in that his contract's expired.
Yes.
So we are on the precipice of one of the most eventful Leafs roster management times ever, because everything you're complaining about will either it'll shift with Tavares's new deal, whether he sticks around, whether he goes, with Mitch Marner's new deal, whether he sticks around or he goes. So we're right there for something really fun, and I'm looking forward to that.
I am
just
too.
On this strictly transactions part of NHL news.
You know, Mr. No cameras, Mr. Block Out the Noise, it's all this season is going to be is fucking noise. It's going to be sirens and cowbells and fire alarms because you're a star on the Leafs heading into a contract year. Holy shit, a fire truck just went by.
See?
The people probably
didn't hear that,
but that's okay.
Oh, well,
But it's
whatever. Hopefully you did. No, it's like way to throw fire on a fire. Like, you're going into this season as a star on the Leafs, making damn near $11 million, and it's a contract year, and you're going to be asked about this once a week if they're polite.
This is genuinely going to be a fun season from that perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, there's something on the line here with this group. Like, you got one last shot here. 2 of you are expiring out of the core 4. And last season with Willie, like, he was in his contract year, and we heard about it all up until he signed it. And Willie went out there, and he went to his home country and scored OT winners after OT winners.
Was a rock
an
star.
absolute star, was on national television. And that's how he answered the bell when his contract was due. So now we have another guy. We have 2 guys, and the one is the captain that are in that same situation.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's going to be fun from preseason on.
This is John, too.
Yeah,
This is absolutely John, 100%. It's John and Mitch. The Leafs have 2. They have their captain and, at very least, a past star. I saw a TikTok. He's one of the top 8 non-Ovechkin guys in goal scoring over the last decade.
Unbelievable.
I probably wouldn't have picked him. But if you go back to 2012, like, oh, yeah. He is a pending UFA. Marner is a pending UFA. That is huge news. If the team does great, then they're probably not getting traded. And they then walk to free agency. And that's the story. Or the team does shit. And are you going to ask for a trade? Are you going to allow the Leafs to trade?
You left out the other scenario.
What?
They do great, and they bring them all back.
Hooray. And then how do they do in the playoffs?
I'm saying I don't know.
So they'd have to do great for them to bring them all back, I think. Or maybe not.
You don't leave out the possibility that they just continually run this back until they all can't play hockey anymore.
The second thing,
And you
I
wonder
want
why
to move
I'm
on
so
from this.
stressed.
Jesse, you did this, by the way. You did this by bringing up that.
No, this is a thing you guys talking about Martin
You did
Necas.
this.